Hi everyone, this is Heather Lottinen from the Flourish.Academy. This is episode 369. I'm here with my friend, my cousin, Amanda. Hey Amanda.
Hey Heather.
Hey, thanks for being here. So Amanda's into photography. Tell us first about your photography, where you're at.
More of a hobbyist. I actually just do a lot of things for family, some friends, that type of thing.
Well, tell us about for a hobbyist, you have some really nice gear. So
Yes.
tell us about your gear. What lenses and camera?
Nikon D750. I have the 24-70, the 70-200, and then I just purchased the 150-600.
The 150 to 600. Why does one need that lens?
We were going to Montana. Everything's bigger in Montana.
Yeah, so you needed that big lens, and did you like using it? It's heavy.
It is heavy, but I got some of the best shots.
Oh, how did you learn photography?
Trial and error.
Yeah, how long have you been into it?
A long time.
Yeah, a while. So, but when did you get your D750? That's just been the last couple years, right?
Not even. In October or November.
Oh gosh, it's really recent. Okay, so obviously we're family. You married my cousin Lonnie.
I did.
So when you got married to Lonnie in 2003, I photographed your wedding.
You did.
But it was kind of interesting the way that came to be. So can you explain, number one, your thoughts as a bride behind your approach to your wedding in photography?
Sure. My approach is that I love photography because it captures the moment, the time, the memories. But we also knew we wanted our house and a lot of other things, and we were trying to do a budget-friendly wedding. And we knew you liked to take pictures.
I did.
And that you were very OCD and on top of things and would do an excellent job. And you were in the budget.
I was in the budget because I was free. Yeah, but okay, had you guys talked previous to the wedding about asking me to do it? Because I didn't know until I arrived.
Really? I feel like you did.
Yeah, or maybe someone mentioned it to me, but I didn't really realize that I kind of thought that there would be a real photographer.
Maybe that's it. Maybe you thought we were going to have a
Yes.
backup to you.
Yes,
That may be it.
I thought there would be a real photographer. I think I knew you wanted me to bring my camera to take photos, of course.
Right.
But I thought there was going to be a real photographer. So when I arrived and there was not a real photographer, I was like, uh-oh. I have to take this with my Canon PowerShot G3.
I know, but we love them.
And you were okay with that?
We love them.
Oh my goodness. So there's a couple of things I need to say to you publicly. Number one, thank you for having faith in me to do that, because you and Lonnie are the entire reason Weddings by Heather exists. There would be, because I never would have consciously on my own accord taken a wedding,
Maybe,
right. But I photographed yours. You were so kind to me, even though the photos, well, now that it's 15 years later, they're just okay. But at the time, we thought they were good.
We loved them.
They were good.
Right.
But I have my entire career, which is Weddings by Heather and the Flourish.Academy, is all because of Amanda. Oh, because I would not have done that. And I was still working a full-time job.
You were.
Ella was a baby. I was at your wedding. It was a family wedding, and we took photos. And I am so thankful to you. And you've always been so gracious, and you did not even disown me.
I wouldn't disown you because you captured the moment, which is what the pictures were all about.
Okay,
Capturing that time.
I've been actually somewhat nervous to talk to you about this. Really.
I don't know why.
Because, we have some photos, so we're going to share some photos.
Share the
This
photos.
is my very first wedding.
Go ahead, you do the honors.
Okay. Here we go. I shot this with a Canon PowerShot G3. You may notice it has a nice dreamy effect to it. I can't remember. Do you happen to remember? I don't know if you knew. What program did I use to even do this? I don't think I had Photoshop yet.
I don't think you did, but I can tell you when you presented this photo, you did say the word, the dreamy effect. That's what you said, dreamy effect. And guess what? It was one of our favorites.
Oh my gosh. I think it was some standalone application. So we recently came across these photos, you and I together. I have a blog post. I'm going to put this video with the blog post, and we're going to have all these photos. Now this one, I was actually very proud of this photo.
Lighting was good.
I thought, look at that. I framed them and that's where you got married, in that covered bridge.
Yeah.
And I thought, look, I framed them right there. And I actually believe that I did get the focus on this one, which I can't say for all the images. This one has a focus. So that was good. I was happy with that one. Okay.
What else do you want?
This one, this was my, formal bride and groom. Look at the photo, look at the camera, excuse me. I cut off your dress.
You did.
I
You
did.
kept my head.
You're so nice. You always find the nicest way to say, the lighting in the horizon line. And now I see that and I think, okay, but it's a snapshot and it's a good snapshot and you have it and it's fine. I noticed though my exposures weren't that great, and JPEG on the Canon PowerShot G3 at the time, I don't think it shot raw. You can't fix that, and it could have, I could have had some more light in your face there.
That's
Okay, what about that photo? I took this photo of you and your girls just prior to the ceremony. I snuck in the trees and I grabbed this shot, and I have this photo in the blog post that will go with this video. It is completely out of focus. I focus actually on the trees in the foreground, and you're all blurry because of motion blur, slow shutter speed. But I think the reason I was drawn to it was what you said a moment ago, just before we jumped on here. What did you say you liked about
She
this?
captured the light. The light through the trees, the colors, a moment. See, she captured the moment.
I captured a moment. Do you see how blurry it is?
I do, but look, we can tell who everybody is. It's all good.
Oh my gosh. Amanda, you are so kind to me. I cannot even thank you enough. I want to leave people with some advice from you as a bride. I have a lot of photographers that I teach that are hobbyists. They don't want to have a business, but a friend will ask them to shoot a wedding. They put a lot of pressure on themselves to achieve this perfect wedding, even though they're not getting paid. It's for a friend. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? When you didn't pay for it and you asked somebody to take photos, what was your approach in your mind to that?
Well, I guess my approach was that I knew that the person I was getting, you, my dear, would do a fabulous job. You would capture those moments. And you see the one is the dreamy effect, made a larger print.
Yes.
So I still had something to put on the wall, something that I appreciated. So you captured that day for us, and quite frankly, 13 years later, I couldn't find my wedding photos. I really had to dig.
Yeah.
Because my kids are cuter.
Yeah.
So
you take more photos. It's 15 years. You have been married 15 years.
15 years.
You've been. I mean, that is. Ella was a baby at your wedding. I mean, it's just crazy to me how quickly time goes and how gracious you have been. Because here's my fear, and I think this is a fear that people will share, is that when you're new and you're taking photos and they're not that great, the years down the road, the bride is going to look at her photos on the wall and think, oh, my photographer. Ooh, why did I hire that photographer? But that's really not what you're thinking.
No.
So I'm making that story up in my head.
You are. Because what I'm thinking is my moments were captured. My husband looked a lot younger than I still look young.
You look exactly the same. It's incredible. Yeah, you look, that is you. It looks exactly like you.
And those moments were captured. That money that we saved, we used elsewhere that we wanted to do for other things. We had a fabulous photographer who came, and you knew what you were doing. You wanted to use them for your portfolio, so don't let her fool you. She had a plan.
I did. Then. Well, I didn't know until after. Okay, here's what happened when I left your wedding. I had so much fun. I really enjoyed your wedding. I enjoyed taking the photos. I really did. I loved editing them because I thought I was so clever with that dreamy effect. I loved it. I had you and Lonnie come over. I had all the photos out. I was so excited to share those with you. I could not wait. I was really, truly proud of them at the time, and it just lit a fire in me. So when I asked you, can I use these for my portfolio, I was thinking, maybe this is something I could do. But I would have never thought that without, number one, shooting it, which you allowed me to do, but also your gracious reaction, which is, I felt like you guys really liked the photos.
Awesome.
And it made me, you left that day and I was like, oh, and Lonnie, do you remember Lonnie was holding Ella? She was a baby. He had her, I have a picture of him on my couch with Ella on his lap. She was just little, and you're looking at your photos and it's mind boggling how many years have gone by. Mm-hmm. And then it all started with your wedding. You were the first original Weddings by Heather bride.
I know, just didn't know it was Weddings by Heather.
No, that didn't exist. That didn't exist. I didn't form Weddings by Heather till, 3 or 4 years later, I think. I just had a photography business because I wasn't full-time weddings. But yours was the very first. I shot it and I thought, maybe I could do this if I could just get a photo that's in focus. So I took these photos, I got them on disc, I put them on USB. I have a blog post that I'm going to put with this video, and I have all of my EXIF data. So what's funny about this is why I selected ISO 50, and a shutter speed of 1/80th or 1/50th when you had plenty of light. I don't know. I don't know why. Or why did I shoot at 3.2 versus 4.0? It's clear from the EXIF data that I had no clue what I was doing.
But she made it.
But I made it.
She made it work.
And you know what? We have unfortunately lost some of our relatives since your wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And when we look through those photos, to me, that's what we're looking at, you know?
Yes.
I mean, your father-in-law, my Uncle Dave, my Aunt Rita, they've passed away, and we have those images, and they're very good memories. They're good snapshots.
They are.
They
Capturing a moment in time. That's what it was. You did it.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being my first bride. It's all because of her. Flourish Academy, Weddings by Heather, all because of Amanda. We'll see you in the next video.